abattoirs to facilitate marketing. Rohibite, GRTS News.
Coming later, we'll look at the latest round of clashes between Muslim Brotherhood rioters and police in Egypt. And DR Congo pays homage to Colonel Mamadou Mustafa Ndala, the man credited with the defeat of the M23 rebels in eastern Congo. Don't go away.
Chromium Super Savers. 99 budgets a minute. No need to look at the number you're calling. Just make sure it's your Chromium phone you're calling with. Unbelievably cheaper to call with your Chromium number.
Terms and conditions apply. First minute is regular rate. Any minute added enjoys this offer. One of the many reasons we say your credit lasts longer with Chromium.
Chromium. We are better together.
Welcome back and off to the international scene. The sectarian fighting in the Central African Republic has pushed the country on the brink of all-out war. Meantime, foreign governments have begun evacuating their nationals from the war-torn country. The latest to embark on that tough task is Senegal. More than 200 Senegalese nationals have been flown out of Bangui amid concerns of reprisal attacks on foreign nationals. We have details in this report.
The passengers are mostly women and children. On this plane, more than 300 Senegalese, along with about 30 Guineans and 10 Malians, arrived in Dakar this week from the Central African Republic.
We were terrified. People were being hacked to pieces. It's catastrophic.
They treated us terribly. They came for my children and me in the night. The Burundians saved us and brought us back to Senegal. I pray that God brings peace to that country because we live in harmony with those people. Right now, it's very dangerous. We want the government to bring home all the Senegalese who are still there, all the Senegalese and their belongings.
In just 3 days, nearly half of the 750 Senegalese residing in the Central African Republic have been repatriated. They are fleeing the deadly combats between Muslim and Christian factions, which have plunged the country into chaos. The Senegalese government has promised to help repatriate any Senegalese wishing to return home.
Today, we are registering all the families here. This will permit them, first of all, to enroll their children in preschool. As for these women, I have told them that they are Senegalese, and so they have a right to financial aid, which is being offered to them, as well as job training.
Senegal's Minister of the Interior says that jobs will be found for the repatriated. In the meantime, the Ministry of Health will offer families psychological counseling.
Egypt has been gripped by another round of clashes between supporters of the banned Muslim Brotherhood and police. Reports say 17 people died in Friday's rioting. And DR Congo pays homage to Colonel Mamadou Mustafa Ndala, who was killed after his convoy was attacked by unknown assailants. Colonel Ndala has been credited with the defeat of the M23 rebels in the eastern Congo. We have details of those stories and others in this report.
On Friday, at least 17 people were killed in clashes between Muslim Brotherhood supporters and the military-backed government in protest across Egypt. Police also arrested 258 suspected protesters. The Brotherhood is demanding that ex-President Mohamed Morsi be reinstated. He was deposed in July. On Saturday, Tunisia's National Constituent Assembly adopted Article 1 of the new constitution, which establishes Islam as its religion but rejects the Quran as being the main source of law. The article was adopted by 146 votes out of the 149 ballots cast. Lawmakers must now iron out other amendments. The constitution is supposed to be adopted by January 14th. Opposition and ruling party deputies in the Democratic Republic of Congo came together on Saturday to pay their final respects to Colonel Mamadou Mustafa Ndala. Ndala was killed in an ambush in the east of the country on Thursday.
I fear that his principal role in the victory over the M23 rebels is what led to his death. It's clear that Uganda and Rwanda could be behind this attack, especially since the colonel succeeded in driving the ADF Nalu rebels out of Kamengo. So revenge on him could be used to demoralize our troops.
Colonel Mamadou Mustafa Ndala helped secure the defeat of the M23 rebel group in November.
At least 60 polling booths have been set on fire in the latest violence ahead of Sunday's disputed elections in Bangladesh. More than 100 people have lost their lives in the run-up to the vote, which the main opposition is boycotting. With the election's legitimacy in doubt, both the European Union and the United States have refused to send monitors. We have details in this report.
The Bangladeshi capital, Dhaka. The opposition says the election is a farce and has launched a two-day strike in protest. Scores of polling stations were set alight overnight. Security is tight as preparations for Sunday's election continues.
I've come here to collect ballot boxes, ballot papers and other accessories for the national elections with the help of government officials and law enforcers.
The protests began after the government refused to appoint a caretaker administration to oversee the election, breaking with a tradition that is designed to prevent vote rigging. More than 20 opposition parties are now boycotting the polls. That means most of the candidates are from the governing Awami League, leaving the election result a foregone conclusion.
The government has created the current problem. They've taken advantage of their parliamentary majority to amend the constitution and get rid of the caretaker government system. They've created this crisis.
The run-up to Sunday's election has been dominated by bloody street clashes. Last year, at least 275 people were killed in political violence in Bangladesh. The boycott of this weekend's polls threatens to plunge the country into an even deeper crisis.
We now take a second break. The news continues.
Show 99 buttons to call any telephone in the Gambia. Yes, yes, yes! It's now cheaper to call any network from your Comium phone.
99 buttons to call any network. Truly the lowest in the Gambia.
Comium, making communication cheaper.
99.
99? Yes! Yes!
Comium Super Savers.
99 buttons a minute. No need to look at the number you're calling. Just make sure it's your Comium phone you're calling with. Unbelievably cheaper to call with your Comium number.
Terms and conditions apply. First minute is a regular rate. Any minute added enjoys this offer. One of the many reasons we say your credit lasts longer with Comium.
Comium. We are better together.
Welcome back, and time now for the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecaster Office. And before we